forgive me. Lovely. Right, as I say, some of you might not agree with what I do and say, but I have been a chippy for over 50 years. I'm retired now, but I still do bits in the shed for the kids, and I'm teaching them a few tricks along the way. And obviously you can't cut wood unless you've got some tools, so you need a set of basic tools. So the next clip will be how to sharpen your tools, how to use your tools, a little bit of safety, a couple of little tricks, and then we'll take you from there. Just before I finish, when we was talking about wood, wood's got a grain. See that piece there? Obviously that was the centre of the tree. You can see the rings. I think probably most people know how to tell the age of a tree, and that's count the rings. But of course when it's cut up like this, you don't know how old the tree is. You don't want to know how old the tree is. But knowing which way the grain goes is quite important, because sometimes when you plane it, when you're using a plane, we'll come on to these, when you're using a plane, which is smoothing the timber even more, because when they machine timber in a workshop, in the mill, down your suppliers, when they run it through the machines, it leaves ripples. So when you're doing some fine work, some nice work, a bit of joinery for in the house or something like that, some cupboards or doors, or making something for the missus, silly for the kitchen, something, we plane it. We plane it with this. That's a smoothing plane. We'll come on to planes. Got to be nice and sharp. Can't cut wood and can't do anything without sharp tools. So we look at the grain. We see in this particular piece of wood, the grain goes up to the surface of the timber. Up to the surface of the timber. That's called planing with the grain. If I were to plane that bit of wood now, that'd be lovely and smooth. If I were to turn it round and plane it the other way, because the grain goes up like that, it'd probably end up a bit furry. So before you start planing it, have a look at the piece of wood, find out the best side, find out you want the side that's the cleanest, maybe ain't got no dinks in it like that little bit has there, maybe hasn't got any big knots in it like that bit there. So before you do anything, don't just pick a bit of wood up and go, bosh, let's cut it, let's saw it, let's do this, that and the other. Have a look at it first, see which way the grain goes, pick out the best side, then we do a mark called the face side. Do a little mark like that, a little squiggle, like that. That's called the face side. So when you're working away, don't have to do this on all occasions. If you're doing a bit of garden work or fencing or something like that, it don't matter. But when you're doing something a little bit more intricate in the workshop, you could do with a face mark. In the old days we had an edge mark as well, but that's complicating the matter at the moment. So just pick out your best face and we do everything from that. That'll always be looking up at you. You don't want to put a frame together and you've got one of them marks underneath. So your face mark, mark a little face mark, your best bit of wood. You kids can do this, not a problem. It's not rocket science. You ain't got to be a doctor. Look at the bit of wood. Look for the prettiest side. That's a bit grainy. That's a bit dirty. That's cleaner. That's cleaner, but it's straighter. See, that grain's a bit wandery. That's nice and straight. So we'll call that the face. So everything we do now, we select all our wood, and if we was making a frame, let's say for instance we was making a frame, putting a frame together like that, when we finish the frame, all them marks should be looking at you, because that's the bit of wood you want to see. You don't want one with that mark upwards and the other one with the back of it. Look at the difference in there. Look, this is all knotty, all dirty. That's nice bit of straight grain wood. But we won't dwell on that. We'll come on to that. I've got to have another slurp. In fact, it's getting cold now. About time I had another one brought in. Right. We're now going to go on to tools. Morning guys. It's me again, Grandad Tell. We're going to look at tools today. What they do,